So as far as the Super Bowl goes, um, more or less, uh, it's the story. The main storyline to me about it is can is the do the Rams choke? That's really the bottom line at this point. It's like because that's the only way that the Rams, to me, they're playing in their home stadium. They have, by all accounts, the better team, um, the better quarterback, the better weapons, so the better coach. Like the Rams are gonna have to choke in order to lose this. Am I wrong? Like, am I wrong in that?
Uh, I don't think the big home means anything because they never have a home field advantage. I could actually see it being more Cincinnati fans than Rams fans. But in terms of on the field, they are the overall better team, yes. And I'm going to give McVay the nod as the better coach. The way they could lose this, though, is if Stafford has a interception filled game. I mean, we know games where he tries to be too risky sometimes and he turns the ball over, and that's where the Rams can get in trouble. If he possesses the ball, he doesn't turn it over. Right, if he has one turnover, fine. If he has 2 to 3 turnovers, that's where I think the Bengals could sneak in and win this game. But if Stafford plays a clean game, I think the Bengals are in trouble because I think the Bengals offensive line is going to get worked. You know what I mean? We already saw the
Yeah,
Titans who don't have the Titans have a good defense, but not a defense like the Rams, and they sacked them 9 times. You know what I mean? Like Aaron Donald and Von Miller should have a field day, if we're being
that's
honest.
but that to me is the biggest mismatch in the game.
Yeah,
It's you got a subpar, and I'm being generous by saying
you're being
subpar
very generous. Being
offensive
very
line
generous.
against
I
probably the
agree.
best defensive line in football and the
One of
best
them.
defensive
Mm-hmm.
player in football. And I feel like it's one of those where if the Rams defensive line does not dominate the Bengals offensive line, I'd be surprised. But the
Be
most
shocked.
surprised of anything.
Mm-hmm. That would shock me if they didn't dominate because
And I feel like it's one of those things where I just reading that Daryl Henderson is going to play. So you got Daryl
really,
Henderson, yes, Daryl Henderson, Cam Akers, and Sony Michelle. Like if the Rams don't come out and get up a couple touchdowns and then run the ball, I don't really know what football is anymore. Like, what are we doing? like
I mean, I don't think the Rams defense will be able to just shut down the Bengals offense. I do think they'll be able to score some points because I don't like outside of Ramsey, the Rams secondary is shaky. The same thing
yeah, that's
about
true.
their linebacker play. It's really more about that front four. The front four can dominate the game, yeah, but we do know that they can't just shut it. Or your front four can't just shut the whole thing down. Um, Burrow knows how to get rid of that ball, and he's very, very accurate. So you're still gonna. I think T. Higgins is gonna be a big factor. Um, we'll see about C.J. Uzman. He's speaking as if he's going to play, but that doesn't mean he's going to be healthy, if you know what I mean. So we'll see about him. But Mixon has grown as a receiver out of the backfield. So I do think there's alleys for the Bengals to make it a competitive game, but in the end, I'm leaning with the Rams. And with that, I do think that there's going to be a a defensive player too that swings the game for the Rams. So that's why I'm going with Anthony Davis as my MVP. I know it doesn't usually happen much with the defensive guys winning it, but that's where I'm going to go with it. I'm going to pick Anthony Davis as my prediction for MVP with the Rams
So
winning.
I think you got your ADs mixed up. You talking
Aaron
about Aaron
Donald,
Donald?
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I
AD,
said.
yeah. I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
can't say
yeah,
Anthony Davis.
yeah. You got
I'm
your
gonna go
ADs
with
mixed.
talk about basketball, watching basketball. But yeah, I'm going with Aaron
Yeah.
Donald. I see him either getting a strip sack or having sacking Burrow for a safety or something like that. Uh, I'm going Aaron Donald as the game MVP, and I'm going to take the Rams to win 27-20.
I agree. Now while I say Aaron Donald, I think you spot on with that. I think Aaron Donald's going to cause havoc in this game. And I think that it's a very good chance he gets MVP. I think he sacks Burrow multiple times, like you said, possible strip sacks, things like that. But um, if I'm looking at MVP wise, I think Stafford at least throws one interception. So I think he kind of takes himself out the running. But I do think outside, I think we see a situation where you can get a Cooper Cup or Odell as an option for MVP. I think if either one of those guys can have a big game, make a pivotal plays that could put them, and they have their name recognition that can get them that MVP. I think
I'm
Aaron
definitely
Donald is
rooting for
the
Odell.
yeah, and it's a great storyline to see Odell. To see Odell even in this game is probably to me the best storyline. But him getting MVP would just be the capper on it, the icing on the cake, and it's a good chance he can get it because I think mostly the Cincinnati defense is going to be focused on stopping Cooper Cup, which could open Odell up to have a huge game.
Yeah, like I think Odell's gonna get some one-on-ones against Eli Apple and good night Eli
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I'm definitely rooting for Odell to get this championship just to like rub it in the Browns and Baker's face because they really were acting like it was his problem. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
Come on
exactly.
now. Like people were trying to act like he was washed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it's like to me, I always say, yeah, Odell. To me, Odell was the problem by default because if you have a guy like Odell and you can't use him, then yeah, that's a problem. Like that's like by default, yeah, Odell's the problem because if you can't use that, I don't know what to tell you. Get
I don't
rid
know
of
what to
him and do
tell
something
you.
different.
Like, how? Like, it's terrible. Like, but
Yeah,
hey, I think Baker's going to be extremely exposed this coming season. But that's a conversation for another day. Again, I
yeah.
think we both feel like we see the Rams winning. We're
My
going with
score
Aaron Donald.
prediction,
Yeah.
I said I got 21-17. I do think that the Rams are not going to have a big. I go 21-28 just because I don't think the Rams are going to have a problem scoring. I think it's going to be a matter of if they want to continue scoring and make it a scoring game, or if they want to slow it down and kill clock. That I think that's the dilemma that the Rams are going to have. Um, Obviously, Joe Burrow and the Bengals can score, but I just think that he's going to be under siege. It's going to be difficult for him to get to those receivers. It's going to be very difficult for him to pass the ball down the field. So I just, I think, he makes some plays just because he is that good, and those receivers are that good. But I don't think that he's able to, to score with the Rams. And I think it's up to the Rams. If they want to continue to score, then it's going to be that type of game. If they want to score a couple times, then ball control, it's going to be that type of game.
Yep, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going. Obviously, the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl. We're all going to watch it, so it's not even much to talk about there. We're going to have a good game.